One of the things I've always enjoyed about you is your fascination with languages, your ability to pick up languages. You're always studying languages. What's it like to be in a country that has so many languages?
It's been great. I think what's been fun is realizing that a lot of people in India don't understand a lot of people in India when they speak Indian languages. So that's similar to South Africa. So I've enjoyed that. So what it does is it inspires you to then learn languages. You know, in many countries, because there's a dominant language and there is the idea of what the language is, if you don't speak it, you're an outlier. Mm-hmm. If you can't speak it, you're considered as not as smart or as inferior. And yet in India, everybody is always under the impression that there is another language that they need to learn. And I like that. I think everyone should have that idea. So, you know, that's just, I think, an added element. Maybe it even contributes to how people see the world of computing, cybersecurity, coding, etc. Because these are languages.
Right, that's true.
You're learning how to communicate, whether it's in the world of AI or machine learning. You're learning a language. You're learning how to speak to a computer and learning what the computer understands from you. You're learning what the program understands and how you need to communicate with it better. And so maybe that's part of why it's becoming such a powerhouse, is because there's an innate understanding of the idea that somebody else may speak a different language. It actually made me wonder what part of India or what part of the business you think India will begin to drive, because obviously for a long time, there's a part of America, you know, that has driven computing in the world.
Right.
And I wondered if, from your perspective, you've seen something that may be burgeoning in India where you go, I wouldn't be shocked if in 10, 20, whatever years, this part of where we see tech will almost be driven by India.
One of the really interesting things that I think has happened here is the creation of this so-called India stack, India tech stack. And there are certain parts of technology, things like payment systems, things like healthcare, that in many countries, I don't think governments really want to entrust to the private sector, especially, say, governments in Europe, some governments around the Pacific. And India has created this with open source code in a way that makes it, as they call it, a digital public good. And it won't surprise me if that spreads. They've made it work at a scale that I don't think anybody previously had even dared to imagine, both in the percentage of people who are using it and in the number of people, literally hundreds of millions of people. So having conquered that here, I think that will move around the world. And I don't know that it'll reach everywhere. I don't think we'll see it in the United States. I don't think we'll see it in countries that are really comfortable with, say, private sector-based healthcare.
Right.
But if you want your healthcare to be provided by the public sector, then maybe you want the data to be provided by the public sector in that way as well.